All right, so I guess I looked at yours earlier. I put your peer review up on the discussion board. I don't know if you saw it yet or not.
I didn't get a chance to post yours. I'm sorry about that.
That's fine. I'll look at it whenever you post it because I know we have like a week to be able to put it up under the course assignments.
Okay.
I know a lot of these are rough drafts, so I just kind of go based on what I see you've posted thus far. And I'm not really sure. Like, you have good information. To me, it's just not. It's not in the format I put it in, which that doesn't necessarily make it wrong. But I'm not. I know last week for B, you were supposed to create like the best practices list. And so then for this paper this week, it should have been you comparing your research best practices to what you actually do in your school. And I couldn't really tell that you had done that. So I'm not really sure. And maybe you have it there and I'm just not understanding. I'm not really sure. That's the only thing, because it just, based on the rubric requirements and that kind of stuff, I couldn't really tell that was there for the component C. So that would be my only thing. And you need to just make sure that you've done your best practices list and then you're comparing it to what you actually do in your school.
Okay. I was using I didn't use my best practice list. I kind of used some best practices that I had found. Bunch of them, and I guess I just picked I should have picked the ones that were in the actual checklist.
Well, you create the checklist. That's the thing. So based on the research that you did, so there's nothing wrong with your research. It just, you should create like a list from it. And then based on your research list, you're comparing that to what you actually do in the school. So then I think for next week, you're looking at prioritizing what you need to do first as far as your best list, your best practices list goes. What needs to be done first in order to improve your school? That's my take on it.
The most pressing need.
Right. So based on the research, you're creating a list of best practices. What are you already doing in your school? What are you not doing? And then prioritize it based on what would be the most important. That's my take on it. I don't know that that's right. So I don't know, but that's all I really had for you.
Okay. I had a chance to take a look at yours, and it looked pretty good. I see that you met the rubric requirements, and but I just found out that I was doing mine. Now that you said that I need to go back and use my checklist, I was using the other best practices. So now I see where I went wrong there. It makes me feel a little bit better that I get a chance to fix it for the assignment.
Right.
I'm kind of glad that we have these videos. Yeah. It helps me out a lot. But I just actually realized, and I'm like, okay, hers seems more concise than mine.
Well, and I think that's the thing. At this point, it should be based on, like, I use the teaching working conditions survey. I think some people did their own surveys. And with us being out of school, that's kind of hard. Because so many teachers, you might get some response, but you're not going to get a lot. So if you didn't do it before school got out, I don't know how much response you're going to get. So for me, I just used our teaching working conditions survey to be able to do that because we had 100% teachers participate in that.
So you just pull that up from the website, right?
Yeah, you can just go to Google and do teaching working conditions survey, and it should come right up. You can find your school, and it'll compare the 2016 to the 2014. So for you, I would use that. You could try to create like a survey, and go with it from there. But I think that would be based on whatever you want to do. It doesn't specify. You're just supposed to use data to kind of back where you're getting what you actually do in your school from. So like for me, I know that the teaching working condition survey is representative of what we're actually doing because all of our teachers participated in that survey.
Mm-hmm. I probably could just Google. Probably could Google that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did. I went to Google and just typed in teaching working conditions survey 2016, and it should come right up. I knew where it was because I was in charge of making sure all the teachers did it at our school. So that's why I knew where it was. So that would be the only thing. I think you just need to use the research that you found to create that list, and then based on the data that you have from your school, compare that to the list you make.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, it looked pretty good. Like I said, I noticed that it was more concise and it looked different from mine, which now I know what's going on.
Yeah.
When is Shannon supposed to be back tomorrow?
I think so. Hold on. Are we done? I'm going to start recording.
Okay.